Drone shot, slow and cinematic, gliding over Silverwood Lake. 200 acres of glass-smooth water catching the first blush of dawn. Mist curling like ghosts off the surface. Pine trees standing sentinel along the shore. The faint plink-plink of a distant loon. Then, boom! A white Regal 42 yacht slices the silence in half. Twin Volvo Penta engines roaring like angry gods. Bow cutting a V of white foam that slaps against my hull, and standing at the prow like she's about to plant a flag on. Everest is Victoria Langford, 54, Silverwood Shores HOA president for 7 tyrannical years. Hair so perfectly windswept it looks photoshopped. Designer Oakley sunglasses reflecting the sunrise like twin suns. Screaming through a Raymarine megaphone that costs more than my truck. This is private water. Remove that floating eyesore now, or we tow it at your expense. I'm just floating there in my 1989 Lund aluminum fishing boat, coffee steaming in a dented Stanley thermos. Grandpa Henry left me the day he taught me to tie a clinch knot, rod in hand. Zebco 33 reel humming soft, line drifting lazy in the current. The gentle slap 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 of water against the hull, the only soundtrack I need. When this nautical missile locks onto me, pulls alongside so close I can smell the premium ethanol-free burning in her tanks mixed with her perfume, something expensive, and French and wrong against the honest scent of lake algae, pine sap, and the faint two-stroke ghost of Grandpa's old Evinrude. I tip my Cabela's cap, take a slow sip, feel the warmth hit my chest like a sunrise inside, and say, calm as Sunday morning on a Tuesday, ma'am. You might want to double-check your survey markers and federal water rights before you start towing folks, because I'm pretty sure the U.S. government might have something to say about that. She doesn't even blink, just points a manicured finger with a Tiffany ring that could buy my entire boat. 48 hours, Noah Carter, or we remove it for you, and you'll get the bill. Then guns the throttle, Regal leaping forward like a startled stallion, Wake rocking my Lund so hard my thermos tumbles, coffee spilling across the deck like dark blood, and I just watch her go, white Wake fading into the mist, heart pounding slow and steady, because I know, deep in the bones Grandpa left me. This ain't about a boat. This is about who gets to own water. Cut to black. Title card slams in. She demanded I move my boat. She had no idea I own the lake. Let me rewind the tape, because 3 months earlier I was still Noah Carter, 36. Divorce still bleeding from every pore. Papers signed in a courthouse that smelled like bleach and broken promises. Inheriting Grandpa Henry's lakeside cabin after he passed at 91. The man who taught me to bait a hook before I could tie my shoes. Who said, water doesn't care how much money you got. Son, it just keeps flowing. And so should you. And now I'm here, marine mechanic by trade, Greece. Under my nails like a second skin, back creaking like old dock planks when I stand too long, trying to rebuild a life on the one piece of earth that still feels like home, the one place where the world makes sense when everything else is noise. Silverwood Lake used to be the town's heartbeat, public beach packed with folding chairs and coolers, kids learning to dog paddle while grandmas gossiped under Walmart umbrellas, 4th of July fireworks reflecting off the water like a second sky, Grandpa grilling Johnsonville brats on a rusty Weber, smoke curling up into the pines. But the last 15 years, developers turned the shoreline into a gated postcard. $1-million homes with boat lifts that look like space stations, manicured. Kentucky bluegrass lawns so perfect they hurt to look at. Tesla charging stations glowing like alien pods. And my little cedar shingle cabin, built in '59 with love and 2x4s, sticks out like a rusty anchor in a sea of chrome. A stubborn relic in a world that forgot how to be real. Enter Victoria Langford, city transplant, HOA president, drives a white Range Rover Velar that never sees mud, wears lake outfits that cost more than my annual slip fee, Lululemon leggings and Patagonia vests like she's starring in a catalog, and carries a Mont Blanc clipboard like it's the Constitution. First contact. I'm on my dock, swapping spark plugs on my Lund. Boat's got that honest patina, dents from decades of real use. A scar from the time Grandpa hit a submerged log in '78, when she click-clacks down my warped planks in Stuart Weitzman heels sharp enough to gut fish. Noah Carter, I presume. Victoria Langford, president of Silverwood Shores HOA. We need to discuss your vessel. The way she says vessel makes my boat sound like a biohazard. like I'm running a floating meth lab instead of chasing smallmouth bass. She hands me a cease and desist on letterhead thicker than my field and stream subscription, claims my boat violates Aesthetic Harmony Clause 7.3, threatens property values by 18.2%, could be an environmental risk due to potential microleakage, gives me 48 hours to remove it from our private lake, signs it with a flourish that probably took practice in front of a mirror, Victoria M. Langford, ESQ, honorary. I wipe two-stroke oil on my Carhartt rag, hand it back. Ma'am, I've been fishing this water since before you discovered highlight reels and HOA covenants, my grandfather. Sentimentality doesn't override covenants, conditions, and restrictions. She cuts in, smile sharp as a gaff hook. Comply or face towing, fines, and legal action. Then click-clacks away, leaving the scent of Chanel No. 5 and impending doom hanging over my dock like a storm cloud. That night I sit on the dock Grandpa built with his own hands, stars smeared across the water like spilled diamonds, North Star winking like it knows something, and feel his voice in the wind. Some fights find you, Noah. You don't get to pick 'em, but you damn well better finish 'em. I open the thermos, coffee gone cold, but the anger's just getting warm, and I know, deep in my gut, this ain't over. This is just the first cast. Victoria doesn't wait. She declares war like a general with a Bloomberg terminal. Emergency HOA meeting. No invite for me. But the petition hits the Silverwood Shores private Facebook group like a viral plague. Protect our sanctuary. Ban unsightly watercraft. Complete with drone photos of my lawn circled in red like a crime scene. DJI Mavic 3 footage zooming in on every dent. Captions screaming, precedent-setting degradation. Next come the houseboats, jet skis, and floating trailer parks. Fear porn for the Botox and Tesla crowd. Neighbors who used to wave now look through me like I'm a ghost. Anonymous complaints flood the county environmental health office. Oil leaks. Lie. I change my Yamaha lower unit oil every 100 hours. Noise pollution. My engine purrs quieter than their Viking pool pumps. Safety hazard. I've never even had a boating citation. But bullies count on isolation, and Victoria's about to learn I'm not alone, because Silverwood Lake raised a village, and that village is pissed. Saturday. I'm at the county recorder's office. Basement smells like mildew, broken dreams, and Folgers from 1997. Meet Gladys Peterson, 78. Been stamping deeds since Nixon was on TV. Silverwood Lake? Oh honey, that's a soap opera in 3 acts. General Hospital wishes it had this drama. Pulls out plat books older than my dad. Pages brittle as onion skin. And there it is, Grandpa Henry's original deed. Water rights, historical access easements, riparian privileges, language that makes my heart jackhammer like a Mercury 150 at full throttle. Gladys leans in, voice low like she's sharing Area 51 files. Back in '62, there was a federal survey, Cold War thing. Lake got tagged Strategic Reserve for Civil Defense Water Supply. Never declassified proper. Developers buried it under condos, McMansions, and lies. I leave with a box of photocopies, survey stakes, aerial photos, and a lead hotter than a bilge pump in July. State Environmental Protection Agency, where Dr. Maya Ruiz, public trust attorney with a Harvard degree and a fishing license, confirms. Navigable waters are public trust under state constitution. Private docks can't block access. Your grandfather was appointed federal caretaker in '65. Paid a stipend till '95, $87.32 a month, deposited into First National Bank like clockwork. Plot twist, I didn't just inherit a cabin, I inherited stewardship of federal water, a badge, a duty, and a legal nuke with Victoria's name on it. Victoria escalates, Lake Patrol and matching Under Armour polos. No trespassing signs every 10 feet like landmines. Calls Marine Patrol. Officer Ramirez shows up in a Boston Whaler. Complaint says you're trespassing on private property. I hand him my federal caretaker ID. Just printed at Staples. Still smells L. Ike ink. Laminated with Grandpa's old Social Security card for luck. He whistles low. This beats any HOA covenant I've ever seen. Hell, this beats my pay grade. Then the yacht parade. 12 boats circling me like sharks in Ray-Bans. Horns blaring foghorn leghorn style. Wakes rocking my lund till coffee sloshes over the rim. Victoria on bullhorn. Final warning. Remove your vessel or face full legal consequences. I just keep casting. Calm as a monk, because every second is evidence. Every horn blast a confession. Sabotage hits hard. Wake up to sugar in the gas tank. Carburetor clogged like arteries after Thanksgiving. Engine seized. Dock lines cut with a box cutter. Boat would have drifted into Devil's Teeth rocks if I hadn't checked at dawn with a headlamp and a bad feeling. Security cameras malfunction. Convenient. But Tony Ricci, local VFW commander, ex-Marine, has my back. His crew catches the contractor on GoPro, traces him to Victoria's crisis PR firm in Chicago, $12,000 invoice for recreational. Asset management. Federal felony. Vandalism. Witness intimidation. Conspiracy. The noose tightens like a bowline knot. I build a coalition. Dr. Ruiz brings legal muscle. Maria Strong Bear from the Lakota Heritage Council adds 800 years of tribal water rights. Tony's veterans handle security. Gladys digs deeper, finds 1962 federal designation. Silverwood Lake equals U.S. property. Every mansion built on fraudulent deeds. Mortgages secured with forged surveys. We craft a plan, not revenge. Restoration, public-private trust, protect innocent homeowners with federal compensation, restore access with affordable launch fees. Make Victoria the villain who saves the day by losing everything. Town Hall, Silverwood Community Center, 300 souls packed shoulder to shoulder, air thick with coffee breath, nervous sweat, and justice, folding chairs squeaking, AC wheezing like Grandpa's old Johnson, Victoria in Armani power suit, legal team like a shark pod with Harvard ties. Hired protesters bust in from Chicago with matching property rights now signs, but the room smells wrong. Fear and desperation under her Chanel, because the tide has turned. Her husband Richard Langford stands first, voice cracking like ice in spring. I'm done. We've remortgaged our lives for lies. The federal documents are real. We've been squatters on stolen land. Victoria's face cycles shock to fury to calculation, whispers to her lead counsel who starts packing briefcases like they're lifeboats. The room gasps. Cameras roll. Local news channel 7 live streaming. I take the podium, projector humming like a hornet, show 1950s photos, kids swimming, Grandpa Henry teaching casting lessons with a bamboo rod, 4th of July fireworks. Then 1962 federal letter, strategic reserve, caretaker appointment, fraudulent development permits, every dock illegal, every deed void. GPS coordinates overlaying mansion foundations on federal watershed. Dr. Maya Ruiz confirms, public trust doctrine, water belongs to all citizens, riparian rights don't trump federal supremacy. Maria Strong Bear adds tribal history. 800 years of sacred gathering. Tony Ricci shows sabotage footage, sugar crystals in fuel filter, cut dock lines. Gladys Peterson drops the mic. Your $3.2 million mansion sits on federal watershed, ma'am, and your mortgage was fraudulent. Victoria screams communist conspiracy, threatens divorce, calls Richard a traitor, lunges for the podium. Security intercepts, but the room turns, homeowners stand. We were lied to by developers. We want solutions, not war. Noah's offering mediation, not destruction. Sheriff Ramirez cuffs her, harassment, vandalism, federal obstruction, threatening a federal official, metallic click echoing like freedom, cameras rolling as she's let out shrieking about property values collapsing. Channel 7 anchor narrating live. Historic arrest at Silverwood Town Hall. Epilogue, lake alive again, public launch buzzing with John boats and kayaks, kids splashing where millionaires once banned laughter, Silverwood Public Trust established. I'm volunteer steward, Grandpa's cabin now Henry Carter Education Center. Scholarship sends Maria Santos to MSU Environmental Science. Victoria bankrupt. 2 years community service cleaning public beaches. Richard volunteers with youth fishing programs. Irony delicious as walleye on Friday night. Every dawn I sit on Grandpa's dock, coffee hot, water mine and everyone's, loons calling, and whisper, we kept the promise, old man, the lake's free again. Closure complete. Now, Internet Tribunal. Was federal revelation just retribution or overkill that risked innocent homeowners? When wealth steals public land, is exposing fraud heroic or dangerous precedent? How much Grandpa legacy is worth fighting for when the system says sell? Verdict in comments. I read every word. And if an HOA yacht is circling your piece, DM me, because some lakes, some grandpas, some sunrises are are worth the war.